Alright, let's do something I haven't done for a couple days. And let's make some changes to some decks. We'll start with the easy ones first. How about that? And then we'll go to the hard one. So the first easy one is Aurelia. What I realized with Aurelia is... That's Edgar. That's not Aurelia. Aurelia is number 2 now, since I took out Azami and put her in the Astrushna box. So Aurelia is going to be a real basic change. I realized I did not put a Talisman of Conviction under her command. So she felt like she was missing a mana rock. She felt like she was missing a bit of speed, and I was right. I can't believe I didn't put it in there, but I didn't put it in there. Let's back this up a bit. There we go. Okay, so I'm taking out Increasing Devotion. Some of you might think, you've got a token deck, why the hell are you taking out a effective, efficient token spell? That's kind of dumb. Well, with really what I discovered is the goblins that create tokens, they do enough. Really don't need Increasing Devotion. Aurelia herself, the goblins, Fireman Commando. Yeah, this is just not quite necessary. The humans don't interact with anything. If there are soldiers or goblins, some other relevant creature type, they would, but they're not, so they don't, so I'm taking it out. But it's going to Saskia. Saskia is going to be my super token deck. Still deciding on a build formula for her. What I thought I might do is 10 cards of each color, so that's 40 cards. 10 black, 10 green, 10 red, 10 white. Make it nice and simple. And then if I have 40 cards there, then that leaves me with 22 cards of multicolor, artifact, and so on. I'm going to see if that formula is going to work. So anyway, Aurelia now has her Talisman of Conviction. Should make her a bit faster, a bit more reliable. We'll see next time, but she won the last game. The last game she played, she just smashed, faced, beat dudes down. She didn't know what was coming. Okay, let's go to the next easy change, and that's Nekuzar. So Nekuzar, I've got a card that I had high hopes for. I thought it was going to be a lot of fun. I was looking forward to casting it, and I realized it just doesn't do what I want it to do in the deck. It's not as much fun, not as funny as I thought it would be. And I'll find it in the next stack, I guess. So, can I back this out a bit more? Nope, that's as far as it goes. Maybe if I get more of an angle on this. So, what am I taking out? That's just, it's still so weird to me that they have 7 of these effects. 7 different, until in turn target creature get indestructible or persist or something. And there's probably 1 or 2 I'm missing. So I'm taking out Hive Mind. The idea with Hive Mind was, I thought it'd be funny. So I cast Time Spiral. I cast Walk of Eons. I cast any of the mill wheel effects, even Wheel of Fortune, and everybody else copies it. And Nekuzar does a lot of damage. And if somebody does a board wipe, so I cast Armor of Shadows on Nekuzar, he becomes indestructible, and everybody else copies the spell, so they get to have pick a creature and they save it too. I thought that'd be fun. I thought that'd be fair. Oh, not Walk of Eons, Echo of Eons. But I just didn't really want to play it. Sitting down in the actual game, I wasn't really looking forward to casting it as much as I thought I would. So I'm going to take it out. I do want to talk about a card that's funny though. I put in a card because I like the art, and because I thought it would help me, and oh my god did it help me. Alabar's Carpet. There's a game where I think Genie had this massive army of tokens. I think Peter was playing. He had another bunch of big beaters, and I just kept preventing all damage done by non-flying creatures. And they were getting pretty frustrated. Of course, I had to keep 5 mana up every turn, and I had to burn at least 1 counter spell in protecting it from a destruction spell. But it worked. It worked really well. Even though a few people said, rightly enough, man, that costs too much for the effect. That's not worth a slot in your deck. It costs too much to cast, it costs too much to activate, it ain't worth it. Well, in this deck it is worth it. Although, I must admit, all those points about it that people made are correct. It does cost a lot to cast, and it does cost a lot of mana to keep up for the activation. So here's Hive Mind. 5 and a blue. Whenever anybody casts an instant or sorcery, everybody else copies it, and they may choose new carpets to copy. So counter spells become votes. I thought that would be interesting too. Let's say I cast Damnation. Genie goes to counterspell. He casts counterspell. Ramon and Cube are sitting there. Cube sitting there, and the 3 of us all get a copy of counterspell. So my copy. Of course, you'd have to go in active player turn order. So my copy, I would want to counter the actual counterspell, which means that Cube and Ramon, whatever they copy is the deciding vote. So they can copy the counterspell from the Genie, letting the Damnation go off, or they can counter my Damnation, depending on where they are in the game. But it just didn't really fit. So I'm going to put it in the Stack Faden. I actually want to sell the Stack Faden. I've got 2 copies of him. I want to sell both copies and get a foil Conspiracy Stack Faden because I like the art better. I like this when I got it, but the foiling process, I don't dig it anymore. It just looks like a layer of plastic. It's just, the card is just shiny. There's his necklace that he's got there in his hand. That has a little bit of effect on it, but there's no real foil effect. Look at this Hive Mind. See how the foiling effect is on the masks. So you can see it glow. You can see the foiling effect on the masks these people are wearing. I love that. I love that foiling effect. Or Chatterstorm. Oh my god, Chatterstorm, all the eyes on the squirrels glow. It's fantastic. But this, yeah, as soon as somebody buys the 2, I'll get a Conspiracy foil activated. Now, the reason I want a Conspiracy foil is because when they reprinted him, and I know what the sit symbol looks like, but I can't. There's so many fucking master sets. Double masters, I know what that looks like, but ultimate, iconic, they kind of blur together for me. Well, ultimate is the infinity symbol. I guess iconic masters is one that looks kind of like the hourglass. Anyway, when they reprinted Stack Faden, they cut about 1 millimeter off of the art. They either zoomed in a bit more, just a touch, or they raised the text box just a bit, but there's 1 millimeter or so less of his art on the, I'm assuming iconic masters. It doesn't matter really. There's only so many printings of Stack Faden. There's 4, right? There's 4. There's this, there's the Secret Lair with a fucked up text box, but the beautiful art. And there's the Conspiracy original, and then there's the Masters reprint. In the Masters reprint, they cut a bit of the art. If you go and you look at, say, Magic Card Market, or you go look at maybe TCG. I don't know TCG Player how they show the images, but definitely if you look at Magic Card Market, look at the grid view of all of them together, and you'll see that they cut off a bit of the art. But anyway, until I do, Dak Faden will go into Nekazar. It'll come down quicker. I can hurt somebody, make them draw 2 cards. Okay, take 2 points of damage from Nekazar, and then throw away 2 cards. Yeah, how do you like that? I can steal an artifact, and then I get this emblem if I ever get up to that, which I never have. What does it do? Okay. Whenever you cast a spell that targets one of our permanents, gain control of those permanents. So I can use if I do get the ultimate, I can use all the death spells. Here we go. Here's one right here. I can use all these like this. Put a +++ and counter target creature. Or target creature gets indestructible. So, well, that'd be funny. Actually, that would really amuse me. So let's say I got Dak Faden's ultimate, and then later somebody board wipes. I can give a big creature that's interesting to me indestructible. It'll survive the board wipe, and it will come into play under my control. Or just come into my control, because it already be in play. Huh. Wow, okay. So anyway, Dak Faden into Nekazar. A deck that I don't take very often because he's funny. Don't have a lot of protection, don't have a lot of use to protect myself on the surface of it. In reality, he's pretty good at protecting himself, and he's pretty good at doing damage. And annoying people. People don't like playing against him for some reason. Alright, so let's get to the tough one. It might not be as tough as I think, because I already looked at the deck on Moxfield and already kind of have an idea of what I'm going to do. So there's his tokens over there. So what I want to do with Edgar is definitely put in Descendant's Path. So 3 in a red. Whenever one or more creatures you control smashes somebody in the head, you can sack one of them. If you do, throw off cards from the top of your library until you show off a creature card, shares a creature type with the sacked creature, throw that onto the battlefield, and put the rest in your bottom of your library in any order. Random order. So, Edgar. Cast a vampire, get a token. Attack with them. Sacrifice a token if Descendant Fury is in play, and go get, I don't know, Cordial Vampire. Basically just cast a vampire for free from the top of, out of the top of my library from somewhere. I want to try it. I really do. And what I thought I would take out is War Leader's Call, but I'm going to go through kind of slowly. Something else about Edgar I realized. I only have 4 mana rocks in here. I have Talisman of Hierarchy. I do not have Talisman of Indulgence or Conviction. And I put in a Hierarchy because Edgar is a black deck with a splash of white, a splash of red. A bit more white than red, I feel. But now it's starting to change. If I put in this Descendant's Fury. So maybe I should get a Talisman of Indulgence too, and then of course I would have to take something else out for it, which is always fun. Put this back. Okay. So what I thought I would take out for that is War Leader's Call, because I think Descendant's Fury will be more what I want to do than War Leader's Call. Yeah, War Leader's Call gives all my creatures +1/+1. But Edgar, when he attacks, he gives them all tokens, so it's kind of the same thing. Kind of. And also, whenever a creature comes into play under my control, I deal a point of damage to my opponents. So War Leader's Call helps kill them faster. And that's not really the way I want to win, though. I don't want to win with some... As I say this, here comes Sanctum Seeker. Whenever a vampire I control attacks, each opponent loses 1 life and I gain 1 life. That's per vampire. So yeah, I've got bullshit like that. So here it is, World Leader's Call. So let's take that out. And I need to think about something else that I want to do. I want to put in this Florian. So there's 2 vampires I was considering taking out. Maybe him, because he has to stick around for a turn, but he has done good work in the past, so probably I should keep him. Where is the other vampire I was thinking of taking out for Florian? Basically, my idea is I'll lower the overall CMC of the deck, have more fast vampires, speed up the deck a bit. There she is. So let's take a look at these. So here's War Leader's Call. It comes out 1 turn sooner. Excuse me. Okay, so War Leader's Call comes out 1 turn sooner. My creatures get bigger and tougher. Whenever a creature comes playing my control, deals 1 damage to each opponent. So whenever I cast a creature, 2 damage to everybody. Oh, good. Oh, damn. Getting kind of late. So, but looking at it now, I don't know if I want to do it. But I'm going to anyway. If you think this is a bad idea, if you would not do this, because one of the things it's doing is, so I said I want to make it faster. Well, making the team potentially weaker. Not that I've ever had War Leader's Call in play, but that War Leader's Call would go to Saskia. Saskia is going to be a token deck. Oh, I could put Perforos in there too. Oh, shit. So Saskia, she'll make better use of that. With Edgar, it's just kind of like a side quest. This Descendant's Path hit somebody with a token, get something more interesting than a token. I think that's where I want to be. At least I'm going to give it a try. And then for Florian, so Florian, 1 black-red, 3/3 vampire with first strike. Beginning of your pre-combat main, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the total amount of life you slapped your opponents for this turn. Now, that's loss of life, that's not damage. So as I talked about in the mail call video, where I showed you, I picked him up. If I've got Blood Artist, let's say I attack with 6 creatures, 4 of them get through. 2 of them die. Blood Artist triggers. My opponent, somebody loses 2, I gain 2 because 2 creatures died. And it's the amount of life my opponent. So I can hit somebody else with the Blood Artist triggers. I don't have to hit the person I attacked. And then, after combat, I look at the top, let's say I did 10 damage collectively. I look at the top 10 cards in my library, exile 1 of them of my choice, put the rest of the bottom in random order. And I might play the exiled card this turn. So that means if it's a land, I can play it. So if I show off the top 10, and have not played a land yet this turn, which I wouldn't if I planned to attack with Florian out, that would not make a whole lot of sense. I can play that land. So, actually, let me look at both these together. I was thinking, when she attacks, okay, it's an attack trigger, not a damage trigger, so we'll keep her. I love the art on this card. I love the foil. Remember me complaining about the Dak Faden foil? Remember me bitching about that? You should remember, it was just a few minutes ago. Look at that. Look at that. How it pops, how it shines, how the purple glows on her cloak. Look at that. And then Dak Vaden, some super premium mythic whatever the fuck, and they give him a layer of plastic. Are you fucking kidding me? What kind of shit is that? It's bullshit. And Florian, he's not that much better. I mean, it looks like a better layer of plastic, but there's not. I mean, the blood could be glowing. It's really not. It's kind of shiny. So there's elements they highlight with the foil, but it sure as fuck doesn't look like that, does it? Look at that. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I thought you're kind of rubbing it out because she costs 6. She's a 4/4 Nova. Yeah, she's got the shade ability. Whenever tap a swamp for mana, add black to my mana pool. I cannot remember ever having her play. Usually the game is over pretty quickly when I'm playing Edgar. Either I get killed because people understand what's going to happen, or I kill somebody. And I don't think I need her. I mean, Edgar has his 3-tree city now. Try to slide her out carefully. He's got Cabal Coffers. He's got Urborg. He's got a Phyrexian Tower. He's got plenty of ways to produce more mana. So doubling up the swamps, and keep in mind that the way this deck is built, she won't be good unless I have Urborg out. Well, if I have Urborg out, I'm probably trying to find Cabal Coffers, and I've got Vampiric Tutor for that. Because, look, that's not a swamp, not a swamp, not a swamp. That's a swamp. Nope, nope. Yep, yep. Nope, nope. Nope. Oh, that is a swamp. My bad. Nope. 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 So, a lot of nopes. A lot of nope swamps. So I don't think I'm going to use her ability very effectively. Let's get a shot of those two together. We can do that for the thumbnail. So what do you think? Let me know if you think that I'm making a bad decision. If you would take something else out. I think a lot of you actually would agree with this, because most people that respond to my Edgar videos say I should have more smaller vampires, I should make the deck faster. And then there's guys saying we should just fucking outright do combo. I forget his name because I just found out about him about a week ago, and I forget who told me. But basically, there's a Oathsworn bastard, Oathsworn vampire. So this motherfucker, you need a sacrifice outlet, you need Blood Artist, and him. When you regain life, you can put him back into play. So you sacrifice him to the sacrifice outlet. Blood Artist says, "Hey, a dude died." You gain life. He's in the graveyard, and he says, "Hey, you gain life. You want to bring him back?" So you bring him back. Then you send him to the sacrifice outlet again. Blood Artist said, "Hey, well, you gain another life. How about that shit?" And he does a point of damage to somebody. And you just keep going from there. Yeah, I'm kind of tired. I'm not really being coherent, as if I'm ever that coherent, right?